What's special about Diomara, she has all the exterior and interior factors that an artist needs. She's beautiful. Um, she has great stage presence. I've seen her perform. She has a great look for her. Now, inside, she's a beautiful vocalist. She sings very effortlessly, but it sounds so crazy. She will make it as long as she stays serious and, again, persistent and stay hungry and stay always trying to challenge herself. Every new song, challenge herself, always step it up. She's gonna make it. Right, baby. Make a baby. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, guys.
How old were you when you discovered your singing abilities, and when did you realize that you wanted to pursue music as a career?
Well, I'm going to give you a range because I'm not very sure the age, but I'm going to say it's between 5 and 8. I remember I was in my father's car, and usually I was singing along to the music in the car, and I was going in with the songs. And when you turn off the car, the music stops. You know how when you turn off the car, the music stops. So he turned off the car, and the music stopped, and I kept singing, and they looked back like, wow. They did one of those, so I was like, I guess. And then I kept singing. When did I decide I want to be a singer? Once I realized I was really good at it, once I realized not only was I good at it, I was getting better. And then I would watch artists like Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey do what they do, and I was like, and I would say I always wanted to do something like that. And yes, I just saw myself getting better, and then I started loving it more. So.
When you make your music, like, what's the thoughts that run through your mind? Like, when you're making pop and R&B music, are you taking things from your personal life? What's the process of going through, like, your songwriting?
I never tell myself, okay, I have to make an R&B song or I have to make a pop song. I don't create songs by doing that. I create songs by just going with where my mind wants it to go. And when I write from personal experiences, or personal as far as myself, or experiences that I know other people have gone through. Yeah, I say pop and R&B because pop and R&B are my two most favorite genres, and I do it also because I have to categorize myself so that when people are looking for me, they can find me there.
With the music industry being such a competitive industry, what do you think is the hardest thing about getting yourself out there?
Well, the fact that everyone's trying to do the same thing. Everyone's trying to do the same thing, so you have to find a way to have yourself stand out. And that's even harder because if you are a certain way, there's probably like 10 other, hundreds of other people that is just like you. I feel like what makes you stand out will be how much work you put into it and your grind and how much they see you want it, as well as being unique and sticking to who you are, but I also keeping in mind what the people want and what they want to listen to.
So what do you think as an artist you would have to offer to becoming, mainstream? What makes you different from all the other artists?
I feel like I would have to cater to what's out here, but I guess do it in a clever way where I'm not quote unquote selling out and dumbing down my music to the point where it's not the type of music I want to put out at all. Not only that, just being who I am.
You've always struck me as a very, confident, very, person who's sure of themselves, especially in your performances. When you're performing at venues, do you ever get nervous? Do you ever feel intimidated by other artists? Like, what is your thought process or your mindset when you're going or setting out to perform?
I don't feel intimidated by other artists. I am not easily intimidated. What makes me nervous, I guess, before going on stage is whether I'm going to be able to connect with my audience, whether they're going to feel what I'm saying in my music. Because what I do is for me, but if I want to reach more people, I also have to do it for them. So I want to be able to connect with my audience and make sure they're vibing with me while I'm performing. And that's something I also look for. Also with my performance as well. Um, when I perform, I look at the videos and see what I could have done better, what I didn't like, what I did in the videos or on stage.
Let them be.
Alright, let me know that, because I'll come through too.
When Dio get up there, make sure you get her good side. It's her left side. Her right side is a little darker than the left. Make sure you help her.
It's a feeling that I can't get rid of. It need a rush. I'll take you in, feel my heart pumping again.
It's for the man who hustled the best he can. Hard to stay out of prison when time is off for the can. Single mothers with kids, government make it harder. Cribs on Section 8, food stamps, a sheet of fire.
Diomara Delvalle, she's from Long Island, a recent graduate, and she has a LP coming up in the spring, and she's a pop and R&B artist, pop and R&B, so that's mixed. So anyways, so coming to the stage, no further ado, we have Diomara.
All right.
Algebra, but I know 1 + 1 = 2. And it's me and you. That's all we'll have till the world is through. 'Cause baby, we ain't got nothing without love. Darling, you got enough for the both of us.
What indications or certain stages that you have reached would make you feel like you've become not really satisfied, but you've become like you feel like where you are where you want to be in the music industry?
One, when my music can also be used within the schools. For instance, performing arts schools or regular, I guess, public schools, and the pieces that they choose for their choirs or the pieces that they want to remake so a choir can use it as well. I feel like as artists, we're not only here to influence, I guess, our listeners, as far as the people listening on the radio and listening through your music, to your music through an iPod, but also the people in schools, because what we do also influences the type of music that's being done.
What scares you the most about the music industry?
I feel like once you become mainstream and the more popular you get, the more people will be around you. These are one of the things that scares me. The more people will be around you. And one thing about me, I keep my circle tight. I keep my circle real tight. I can't have fakes and the maybes coming in and out. That just can't work with me. So that's one thing that scares me, because you don't know who's really down for you. You don't know who's your friend. You don't know. And I don't need to be going through certain things with certain people that don't matter. So that's one of the things that scares me, because I feel like who you have in your corner is what sets a steady foundation for you, who's really supporting, where the support is really coming from. And if that's shaky, I feel like everything can fall. The other thing is staying relevant. Music is always changing. And I want to be able to change with it the way I want to change, but also make that work with the way music is changing.